bring it up and talk about it, but it's one of those things that we're behind time, and we're just gonna have to get serious about it. But I think we did have adequate notice this time to prepare, and I don't think we picked it up and done what we could have done. I know we could have done better, and I think we had to operate on it. We will do better. We have to have a better plan and carry it out better. It may just be in a part of the county, maybe whole county, but we, my note says, plan a meeting with the health department, Lauren Smith, county commission, Allen, develop a plan and a person to carry out the plan. And if we did develop a job description, what we're looking for, I think in this kind of situation, we should put it out there and see who's interested, make sure all the people in fire departments across the county know it, those people who have that background and that desire to make
The fire departments are covering the whole county. I mean, maybe they're good coordinators for.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I think the fire chiefs of each of the 8 fire departments with that meeting should be included in on it.
Maybe.
That would be a very good idea.
Because they all have years of experience dealing with it.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
That's all I had.
Anyone else in the audience? Patty? Rick? That's only
I had my
two.
answer.
Okay, on the commission concern. Mr. Vance?
I just want to make a comment on as far as responders and things like that. I think, I saw on TV yesterday where in New Jersey, President Obama and the governor of New Jersey were together. And these guys were both, you know, political, against each other on polar ends of the political spectrum and things, on different ends of this political spectrum. But it was refreshing to see them getting along and working and seeing these people, see what kind of a disaster these people had and working together to help those people. It really made me feel good. It made me feel good not only being an elected official and knowing what you go through, trying to get things done and trying to work with this and that, but as an American, it made me feel good to see them working together and looking at the devastation they were trying to deal with, these people were trying to deal with. And I'm sure even the ones that didn't see that would appreciate the fact that you don't have political parties when things like this happen. You've got all of us working together, and that's the way it should be. And I think that Mr. Moffitt, I applaud his interest in what goes on around here. I hope he's here after the election so he can continue to be interested in things like that. But it was really good to see two people on opposite ends of what they believe working together for a common goal, and that was for the good of the people of New Jersey. I really think that was something that really made me feel good about our country. The only thing I have, I wanted to mention that I did help test the voting machines prior to the general for a general election, and I also helped with the testing for the early voting. And it was brought, the only other thing I have is brought up to me that we need to check on the incremental pay for the courthouse employees, and I was just going to ask Mr. McCann if we were going to do that or what the situation was with that.
You know, well, we have had some discussion, and I had asked Judy, and I know she hasn't come to it yet, to look at the incremental pay is one of those things that we don't always do, but we try to do. But we get a lot of our money from the end of the year bounce, and what I seen happening last year was, come June 30th, a lot of elected officials weren't real conservative, and I don't know what that figure is, and that's why I asked you to go back and look and see how much we have. Okay, and see what we have, and then we'll look at it. But you know, some of the people got good chunks of money at the end of the year, May, June, down through there, and those kind of things enter into my thoughts as to how do you move forward on that. And of course, I signed payroll this week, and I've still seen employees getting chunks of money that I'm sure they deserve, but it's still more money than somebody else is getting in another department. So all those things when I get my thoughts all together, I'll bring it to the commission and we'll decide what we need to do.
Thanks.
Commissioner Brown?
No, the only, major concern I have was brought to my attention is if we could somehow get, and I'm sure this has been brought up before, some more patrol in the Harts area, especially at nighttime, in the Aitonville area to be specific, I guess.
Talking about the deputies.
Yeah. I guess, of course you hear it all the time, things going on that shouldn't be going on. And that's really all I have, and I just told him I'd bring it up and see what we can do.
Okay. Well, and only thing in addition to what Commissioner Bain said about the machine, we all did participate in it. Well, Michael did, but he was busy. But I do serve on Region 2 Planning and Development, and in the capacity as chairperson of that, I met with Michelle yesterday and had a telephone conference with 4 other people about some issues we've had. One of the things that came up, I've been trying to decide how to deal with it, but I raised the issue of, Region 2 Planning and Development is the clearinghouse for these water projects we heard discussed earlier and all these things. And it's made up of Mason County and Lincoln County, Logan, Mingo, Wayne, and Cabell. And so and there's like 8 of these across the state, and all of them have similar responsibilities. The question, it just happened to one of those things you sometimes, in discussion, you go off in some other direction, and that's what happened in this sort of that, why aren't we getting the progress moving with the Alcohol Woodville project, which has the money in place, like $6.5 million. And our Senator Kirkendall was instrumental in getting that last $1 million. And he asked me that question, and so I didn't really have an answer why it's not something moving quicker, because people, election time makes it less trustworthy, I think, sometimes. And but it did come up that there had been some discussion. I'll leave it as vague as I can, that the discussion was around having another region take over that project and administer it. And that's why it hadn't been moving. And this comes from the guy who handles it. Well, I'm going to stop at that. But I assured her, Michelle Craig today, who is the executive director, that this commission is a Region 2 commission. We signed documents this evening for the Harts project. But there's nothing on our behalf that indicated that we wanted any other region to take care of our needs, and that we were really wanted to deal with Region 2. That's what we've always done, and I'm not sure even legally where we should deal otherwise. But I don't know whether because I sit there as chairperson of that group or why, but that's been a contentious project over there for some time. People question it, from our Ohio friend to other people, whether this is somebody trying to cause a problem. Well, by the time I got through today, hearing the information, I'm sort of believing that somebody has tried to stall it out to cause a problem. I pretty well know that they have. But this commission's sake, and if you want more information, I'll be glad to talk to you privately about it. It's an issue that really disturbs me.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
I have nothing else. Anything else before the commission? If not, entertain a motion.
Well, just look here, so
Down at the bottom.
before we meet again on the 15th, which is our regular session and our Thanksgiving dinner, we begin canvassing the general election on November 13th at 9 o'clock. Now, if there is a problem that we can't have a quorum meet that day, then
What day
that,
of the week is it?
that is a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We would start on Monday, but Monday is a holiday.
Okay.
And so but if that, we can't get a quorum, then we just, whoever's there can open up, say that we're here, we can't get a quorum, and then go on.
And does it have to be at 9 o'clock?
Well, yes, it's by law by 9 o'clock.
All right.
So we'll meet here though on that?
No, we cross
Maybe
the
across the
hall in
street.
there, like,
On the 13th.
yeah.
The smoking section.
Right.
Over by Rick's
No,
office.
No smoking.
Thank you.
All right. Now I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So,
Second.
We stand adjourned at about 7:50.